I was the last one left in the office that Friday night when the elevator jerked and the lights flickered off for a moment. When they came back, I noticed something strange. A new button had appeared on the panel. No number, just a faint, glowing circle. Curiosity outweighed caution, and I pressed it, even though the elevator was never meant to go beyond the 12th floor. It groaned as if waking from a long sleep and slowly began ascending. But no floor number appeared, only a blinking dash. With each passing second, the air felt thicker, like I was rising not just in height, but into something unknown. When the doors opened, I expected a hallway, but instead there was a smooth gray wall stretching in both directions. The floor was coated in a thin layer of dust, as if no one had been here in years. There were no numbers, no signs, only silence and emptiness. I stepped out, barely breathing, and the elevator doors closed behind me without a sound. When I turned around, the elevator was gone. Just a wall stood there now, as if it had never existed. I moved along the wall, unsure if I was searching for an exit or just proof that I wasn't dreaming. Then came a soft rustle, like someone whispering my name from the end of the corridor. I stopped, listened, and the voice really did say it slowly, like an echo from old film tape. But when I turned the corner, no one was there. Just another stretch of hallway and fading light. The silence grew louder than any scream, and something inside me shouted, "Go back." But I no longer knew which way that was. I don't know how long I'd been walking, but suddenly, there it was. An old wooden door in the middle of a sterile wall. It looked out of place, like it belonged to a different era, and a soft, golden light glowed from the edges. There was a plaque with no writing, but under my fingers, the wood felt warm, almost alive. I didn't want to open it. Every part of me resisted, but my hand was already on the handle. The lock clicked with a sound that felt disappointed. I opened the door and stepped into a place I knew too well, but should never have seen again. It was my grandmother's living room, exactly as I remembered from childhood, with her chair by the window, creaking floors, and lace doilies. But my grandmother died 20 years ago, and her house was demolished shortly after. On the wall was a photo that never existed, me, as an adult, laughing with her in some unfamiliar setting. I stepped closer and realized this room knew things I didn't. When I tried to leave, the door was gone, replaced again by that same hallway. And I felt like I'd brought something with me, something I never should have touched. At first, I thought it was another illusion, but the sound of footsteps was too real. Slow, heavy, deliberate. The lights began to flicker, and I saw a silhouette at the end of the hall. Tall, unnaturally upright. I backed away, panic building in my chest, but my feet felt glued to the floor. The figure stopped, tilted its head, and I realized it was staring at me, though I couldn't see a face. Then the elevator doors opened again, out of nowhere, right where there had been only wall. I ran without looking back. When the door shut, I gasped for air like someone returning from a place with none. But the floor display showed nothing. Numbers flickered, distorted, and disappeared. The buttons had changed too. Some were marked with unfamiliar symbols, others completely worn away. I pressed the first one I saw. The elevator jerked and began descending, but the motion felt unnatural, as if I was going too deep. Through the metal, I sensed pressure, like the building itself was resisting me. And then, everything went quiet. Too quiet. The doors opened again, and I was back in the building's lobby. Everything looked perfectly normal. The reception desk, the guard, even the familiar smell of coffee. But no one reacted to me, like I'd become a ghost among the living. I approached the guard and called out. He didn't respond, didn't even blink. And when I saw my reflection in the glass, my heart froze. It wasn't me. I'd gone down, yes. But whether I had truly returned, that was another matter entirely.